Hello, everyone, and welcome to another spell vlog. So the blog for this will be in the February newsletter for Kitchen Witch. So if you're not already subscribed to the newsletter and you want to see the written version of this, that's where it'll be. It'll also be on the forum for any of the students. But yeah, so I was thinking spells. And then I thought it's pointless trying to not use the energies that are around. And as we all know, February is the month of love. It starts off with Bridget in Mog, which is very much about fertility and poetic inspiration, which to me means an essence of love involved. And Bridget is also, or Saint Bridget is the saint of childbearing women and midwives. So to me, it's very much linked with that love aspect. We've also got St. Valentine. We can't forget him. He's right there in the middle of the month. There's also, this month is linked with, and I apologise if I say this wrong, Lupercalia, which is dedicated to the Roman god Lupercus, which is the Roman version of Pan from Greek mythology. And that's just to mention just three of them. This is the month of love. On top of that, something else. Now, this is something my mum always used to say this to me when I was little, that the 14th of February was the birds' wedding day. I actually found a quote where it actually said that, or a reference in something online, that from the medieval period, people believed that the 14th of February was when birds started their courtship and started building their nests. Interesting, isn't it? How these things sort of like dovetail in. I had never found that before, but when I was looking up stuff to, talk about, waffle about on here, that came up and I thought, wow, my mum always used to say that. So yeah, there is actually scholarly references from the medieval period where they believed that the 14th of February was the birds' start of courtship. She called it their wedding day, but their start of courtship and their nest building. Anyway, back to what we're talking about. So yeah, why work against the energies that are around this month? Love. The difference being we're going to concentrate on self-love. Personally, and as you know from Rachel and Ness as well, we do not do love spells because that is interfering with somebody's free will. On top of which, why would you want to bind somebody to you who actually didn't want to be there? What is the point? It's not going to work. It's just not. The energy isn't going to be there. It's not going to be right. So why would you? Why would you want to have somebody there stuck to you that doesn't want to be there? Don't understand that. But anyway, so we're going to concentrate on self-love because if you actually appreciate yourself, we're using the word love, but it's actually self-appreciation. If you actually are happy in yourself, and let's face it, we're humans, we're not going to be happy with ourselves all the time because we're just not. That we are our worst own critics. I am. So I'm assuming that most other people are as well. But if you don't actually appreciate yourself, if you don't love yourself, how can you attract that? You can't, because you're going to attract people. So if you feel badly about yourself, you're going to attract people that want to treat you badly. That's the way my mind works anyway. For anybody else, come in underneath here and we can have a polite, happy, calm discussion about it. But yeah, I think it's very important that you actually appreciate yourself, because that way you will attract love. You will attract the right energy towards you. That's my thinking anyway. So yes, so what are you going to need? You are going to need a candle of some description. I have a little selection here of things that I brought together so that we can have a little chat about them. So you could use a pillar candle. You could use a spell candle. If you're using spell candle, then obviously you can choose a colour of your own choice. White is always a good one to go with. You could use pink, you could use red. For me, I would go with purple or lilac because that's my favourite colour. But yeah, you could use any of those. If you were lucky enough to have a heart-shaped candle, this one does smell delicious actually. I haven't burnt it yet because it's so lovely. I love smelling it. This is from River Witch. For anybody that wants to go and look at their website, yeah, River Witch Apothecary. So yeah, you could use a heart-shaped candle. You can also get heart-shaped candle or heart-shaped tea light holders because, as most of you will know who've seen any of these before, I'm a great believer in tea lights. They are extremely useful. But you can get heart-shaped, little glass heart-shaped candle holders, tea light candle holders. So yeah, go with what works for you. I'm just going to move those out of the way so that they don't confuse the issue. You need a candle holder. Mine's purple, as everyone knows. My favourite colour is purple. So yes, and you're going to need lighter, matches, whatever you're going to use. So that's there for the time being. What else are you going to need? You're going to need a needle. Mine is one of my tattoo needles, ritual tattoo needles from the lovely Susie Edwards Goose when she's done some of my tattooing. You could use cocktail sticks. I think that's what they're called, cocktail sticks, these things. Get one out so you can see it a bit better. These. You could use thorn. If you were going to use thorn, then I would suggest using a rose thorn. Could be a bit tricky because obviously they can be quite small. They can also be quite big depending on your rose. But yeah, if you're going to use a thorn, I would suggest rose in this situation. You're also going to need a piece of paper. You're going to need a pen. I say leaning across because I hadn't put it close enough. There it is. So paper, white, pink, purple, green, whatever colour you want. I've gone with pink. And I've also gone with a post-it note type pad, simply because of where you can put this afterwards. You can put it on your altar, but you could also put it on a mirror that you use frequently or every day. Oil of some sort, if you want. This is optional now. So if you want to anoint, this is some of my rose oil. So I'm going to be using that. You can use your fingers. You can also use a little makeup brush if you don't want to get your fingers sticky. And again, crystals. If you have them, fine. If you don't have them, use a piece of jewellery that you wear all the time. So it could be a ring, it could be a pendant, it could be a bracelet, whatever. So if you can wear jewellery and you wear something every day or you wear it very frequently, you can use that. You could also just use a pebble. It's up to you. Something that you can carry with you. So my choice is rose quartz, amethyst, clear quartz. So one of those for me. It's probably going to be the amethyst, let's face it, because that is my favourite. But yeah, and then, so with your oil, now as I said, mine's rose, infused rose oil that I made. You can just use a plain oil. Almond would be perfect because almonds, they're one of those gifts that are given out at weddings, so they're very much to do with love and all that sort of energy. If you haven't got almond oil, don't worry. Use whichever oil you've got. You can use olive oil. You could use sunflower. Just go with what you've got and how it feels to you. If I didn't have this made up with almond oil, I would probably, as I say, use plain almond oil because I've got that. If not, I probably actually, what else have I got? I've got some almond, avocado oil. I might use that. I'm trying to think what else. Or sunflower. I'd probably be more likely to use sunflower because of the energy of happiness that I think of when I think of sunflowers. So I'd probably use a sunflower oil. If you wanted to, you could then infuse those oils. So you don't need much. Just get some, this is a 10 ml bottle, so get 10 mils of oil and then put in some, I tend to use dried herbs simply because of the water content, otherwise they can go mouldy and that was a very technical term, wasn't it? Yuck. But anyway, so yeah, use dried herbs, and herbs of choice would be basil, maybe, bergamot, chamomile, maybe, cinnamon, geranium, jasmine, yeah, lavender, meadow sweet. Oh, neroli. Now, neroli. If you've got that, maybe not as a herb, but as an essential oil. So yeah, you could use essential oils as well. Rose, obviously, like I've done. Rosemary. There'll be a full list in the blog anyway for anybody that's interested. But yeah, go with what you've got and what feels right for you. So you'd collect all your items together and you'd cleanse them. You can cleanse them with smoke. So if you can use incense, you can use that. You could use sound, so drumming or rattle or bell, or you can blow. You can use your breath and your intention with your breath to cleanse all of your items. You're going to take your candle and you're going to put something on it. So you could put, I'm just going to put a heart. Like that. So you could draw a heart. Can't really see that, but yes, I have drawn a heart, honestly. You could do another symbol that means love to you. You could write your name. You could make up a sigil from I am loved. You do you. As I say, I've just drawn a heart. I'm keeping this nice and simple, but you do you. Pop that in your candle holder. Place it in front of you. This is the point. Sorry, before I do that, if you are going to use oil, this is, I think I've said it before, this is what I got from Rachel, rather than getting sticky fingers when you're doing something like this, use a little thing. So for me, what I would do using a tea light is I would actually then go round my heart with the oil, the way I'd drawn it, with the, like that, and then put it in tea. If you're using a spell candle or a taper candle or a pillar candle, then what you would do, because you're bringing it towards you, so this is what I do. You do you. Some people just do straight up. Some people do straight down. I would tend to do it from the top to the middle, all the way around. And then I would do bottom to middle, all the way around. But you do you and what feels right to you. There is no set in stone method for doing this. Okay, so you anoint your candle, if you're going to, you don't have to. If you're going to, you anoint your candle the way that feels right to you. Candle is there. Take your pen and your paper, and you are going to put on here, I welcome love. I am loved. I've put an exclamation mark, but you don't have to. You do you. You take that and you pop it by your candle, like that. Moving stuff so I don't set fire to it. Now you would hold your crystal in your hands. All right, So like I said, I've got my amethyst. And then you would just repeat, I welcome love. I am loved. I welcome love. I am loved. And each time you're saying it, you are directing that energy into whatever it is you're holding. So if it's a piece of jewelry, a pebble, a crystal, whatever it is, you are directing those words into this item. And when you feel it's ready, you pop it on top of the paper. Light your candle, and again saying, I welcome love. I am loved. I welcome love. I am loved. I welcome love. I am loved. And you say that as many times as you feel that you need to. And that's it. So your choices now are, so with the tea light, I'm obviously going to leave this to burn down today. If you're using a pillar candle, then you could snuff it out and then relight it. So you keep this whole thing on your altar, not your crystal, or we'll come to that. And then you could relight it for a few minutes each day or each week. If you're using a tea light, then you're going to have to do part of this spell again each time, which I don't think is a bad thing, because it does, putting that little bit more energy into it just gives it that extra oomph rather than just relighting and saying the words. So if you are, as I say, if you're using a pillar candle, that's fine. If you're using tea light, or if you're using spell candle, or even a birthday candle, then having to actually re-inscribe, re-anoint, and say the words again, because you're having to redo it all, rather than just saying the words while you light the candle, can actually give you that extra. You can repeat this all year. Just because I've started it in February, you can do it all year round, because let's face it, we all need love all year round. So yes, that's going to be on your altar. The piece of paper you can leave on the altar with the candle. But like I said, my other idea, which is why I've used the sticky note, is that you could actually, if you've got a mirror that you use every day, stick it on your mirror. Because if you haven't got time to do the candle every day, but you can only do that once a week, if you've got this on your mirror every day, then you can say to yourself, and look yourself in the eye while you say it. That'll be very difficult, by the way, from experience. Very difficult to look at yourself in the eye and say, I welcome love. I am loved. Stick it on your mirror. The crystal or the piece of jewellery, obviously you're going to wear, and each time you feel it, each time you touch it, it's going to remind you, and you just say, and you say it in your head, you don't have to say it out loud, I welcome love, I am loved. And that's it. That is the spell for February. I hope this has been useful. Let me know in the comments. Obviously, sign up for the newsletter if you want to get the written blurb to go with this. Other than that, subscribe, like, comment. My main thing is comment, please. Love the comments, love answering them and seeing what people said. And other than that, I will see you next time.